Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Wednesday, December the 11th. Race number 8 at Gulfstream Park. Let's throw up the field. We're on turf, and it's a nice group of optional claimers going 7.5 furlongs. That's 2 turns over the Gulfstream Park course. You can download free Formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Access them, handicap along with us. Frostmorn is your 6 to 5 morning line favorite. Lots of question marks about Frostmorn. He hasn't run in a long time.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what he does, though. He's a horse with plenty of talent, Dan. Things haven't, always worked out perfectly for him, and now it's been a long time since we've seen him. But if he comes back and runs, he's supposed to be pretty tough in this race.
Layoff's kind of the story of this race. Your Timeform US pace projector has a horse off about a 3-month layoff on the front. That's the number 6, Gemontier, who scored at Kentucky Downs last time out. Gemontier, I think, with his speed, should be able to make the lead in this short field. Sterling Drive, the one, has a little bit of speed. I think the 2 Sandancer's got to be closer.
Yeah, Sandancer hasn't been showing his speed lately, but there was a time in his career where he would use that speed and get good trips in his races. I expect that he's going to be closer to the pace with Sayas.
A horse with recency is the number 1, Sterling Drive. This horse is a multiple stakes winner, maybe a little bit slow on figs, but again has a recency advantage over many of his competitors. We'll take a look at his most recent race. The showing up at Gulfstream Park. He made an early move to take the lead in here. He's going to change leads. He's going to start crying out for the wire. He's going to win. The 3rd place finisher will come back to win a starter optional, but with an 88 Beyer speed figure. 3rd off the summer layoff. He's improving.
Yeah, he is. I liked this win from him. I just like the ride that he got to sort of take control, and then he's going to hold on to the wire here. Not a bad performance at all. I don't think if he runs that race back, he's beating this field, but maybe he'll take a step forward.
The aforementioned Sundancer was a stakes winner as a 3-year-old. Never really got on track this year, Mike, as a 4-year-old. A start at Gulfstream in the spring, a start at Monmouth, away for a long time. Last time out, they ran him at Belmont in a 7-furlong race, and it was a good field. Bound for Nowhere is a top horse sprinter when he's right. Vici, the 3rd place finisher, came back to run 2nd in the Aqueduct Turf Sprint Championship with an 83 Beyer. Off the layoff, he had license to get tired, and he did.
Yeah, he didn't run poorly at all in there. I actually thought, going back to the cliffhanger in May, he didn't run bad in that race. That was a good field, and he sort of held his own. Not quite good enough to beat that field last time. I would just give him every excuse in the book. Off of that layoff, going that distance against that field, Bound for Nowhere ran a 105 Beyer speed figure, and this horse had no chance in there. Is he better than that? And I think he's going to be closer to the pace this time.
That's a key. Can he be closer to the pace? He has certainly shown that sort of early ability in the past. He won his 2nd lifetime start, the cliffhanger, career best Beyer, 2nd off the layoff. He goes 2nd off the layoff on Wednesday. Let's talk about Frostmorn, your 6 to 5 morning line favorite. Hasn't been seen since October of 2018. Supposedly he's had a lot of breathing issues. This horse, when he's right, is talented. Multiple graded stakes winner as a 3-year-old. He's 5 now, coming off a long layoff.
Yeah, we'll see what we get up the layoff. You have to be concerned that we haven't seen him in this long. You mentioned the breathing issues that has been talked about. You almost feel like there has to be something else going on with this horse, too. We haven't seen him. He is a new gelding here as he's about to turn 6. Listen, he runs his best race. He's going to be very hard on this field. He's a horse who has an awful lot of ability. And to me, the book on him has always been shorter is better. He's really like a miler to me. Anything beyond a mile, he's just not quite at his best. 7.5 furlongs to me feels like it's probably the perfect distance to bring him back.
Well, he's obviously hasn't run off a layoff of this magnitude in the past. He has won off a layoff from October to March, winning his 2018 seasonal debut at Gulfstream, going a mile. Agree with your assessment. I think 7.5 hits him right between the eyes. Here's projected. This is a graded stakes winner who went through the auction ring last month in November. Only brought $42,000.
Really?
Eddie Keneally puts him in for 75 here. He fits. We know projected. I'm tired of his act.
Yep.
It's 12 times 2nd out of 30. But last time out at Belmont on September the 20th, it was a race where they ran 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way around the track.
Yeah.
He tried to get into it with a 3-wide bid. He flattened out. It's kind of the story of his career. One of these days, right?
You'd hope one of these days he'll get back to the winner's circle. We have to go back to September of 2017. We're past 2 years since this horse has actually won a race. But since that win at Laurel in a Grade 2, he's run several figures that are going to make him a handful in this race. Ultimately, I would say that there's probably no such thing as a positive trainer change away from Chad Brown to anybody. But maybe for this horse, a little bit of a change of scenery makes sense for this horse. He probably needs it. His good race is going to give him a real chance in this race. Dan, I don't love him, but I'm not way against
That's
him.
another one I like at the shorter distance.
I agree.
I like him at 7.5. It's really all about the trip for him now. Remember, Keneally purchased him at auction. Only had a chance to get 2 works into him right now. We'll see if he's fit off a little bit of a layoff. Gunnison is the number 5. Gunnison ran into also a sharp horse last time out at Laurel. English Minister won that race. He came back to win the Fine Stakes with a 93 Beyer speed figure. That was a race where he was just in too tough. English Minister forced the pass, have back class. This horse did get a pace set up, sort of clunked along to be a well-beaten third. He has races in the back, a stakes winner as a 3-year-old, but he's another horse. Hasn't been seen since August, slow on paper.
I mean, he seemed like a kind of progressive 3-year-old, like he was maybe getting better. I don't think he ever looked like a graded stakes kind of horse, but he looked like he was going to be okay. They haven't really been able to do anything with him so far this year, so, we'll just see what he does here off a little bit of a left. This is not an easy spot.
Gementier expected to make the lead off that win at Kentucky Downs back in September. He was not the quickest away that day. Got a nice ride from Javier, who sent him right to the front and really started pushing on him. With about 3 furlongs to go, he got the jump on these horses, and he's going to win with a 90 Beyer. That's 2 90-plus Beyers in a row. If he gets loose under Jaramillo, he is dangerous.
I respect the form that he comes in to this race in, and I do respect his speed as well. I guess we'll just see how the trip plays out, Dan. If that pace projector is correct, I guess he has his best chance in here. I think it's just worth pointing out that he's just really controlled 2 races in a row. That race at Saratoga 2 back, I know he didn't hold on at the end. He was a huge price. He absolutely walked on the lead that day, and of course, a couple of Chad closers came and ran him down. But listen, if he gets a loose on the lead, I guess he's a contender here. 3-1 seems a little light on the line to me, anyway.
Short field, though, and you're going to get. He's probably might be the third choice at 3-1 in here. Let's take a look at our top selection in this race. I think Clement will have Frostmore ready to go off the layoff. I just have a feeling that this is just a good spot for him at 7.5. He doesn't have to come from far off of the pace. Would I bet him at 6-5? No. Absolutely not. He just seems like to me the most likely winner, and projected. That's where he likes to be.
I agree. I mean, we sort of look at it the same way. I didn't wind up picking against Frostmore, and we'll see what we get off the layoff in here. If I was going to take a shot against the favorites, it would be with Sandancer, the 2.
Sandancer again, recency, second off the layoff. We'll see what we get from Frostmore. A lot of back class in this race at Gulfstream Park on Wednesday. A lot of question marks with horses coming off layoffs. We'll see if Frostmore can overcome. 3-4-6-1 for me, 3-4-2-1 for Mike. The Wednesday race of the day is an approximate post time of 4 p.m. Eastern. Good luck.